This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Don't be afraid to take the baby steps. It's another day, don't forget, 'cause just a prayer away. Don't give up now, trust the process and keep learning. And if you need a friend, we're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, 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 together as a family in faith and melody.
Aloha kakahiya ka. Aloha Thursday. And I am so close because we're very close. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Faith and Melody. This is the program where we talk about our faith as members of the Church of Christ and everything else that matters to us. And where we get to play, listen to, and hear original Iglesia ni Cristo music. If you have any special request, any song in mind, from the album and from any of the albums of the INC original music, please do let us know. Just post it in the chat, send us a message, and we'll find a way to play that for you. I'm Dessa Senas, and I'm from Hawaii. I hope you're all having the grandest time of your life, whatever time it is right now. And for today's episode, we will talk about a turning point. But before we do that, let's have our first song for today. And the title is Proud.
Chosen by God through his true messenger, blessed with the promise of eternal life and gifted with duties inside the true church we stand tall with pride as the people of God. Undaunted, unhindered, we will never be bewildered by trials and calamities. We will go on courageously, for the Father will uphold us, his holy nation who are truly proud to be INC.
Blessed with holy duties, God's gift to us. Treasure this forever. In God we trust. We never quit in times of hardship, but like soldiers who in God's favor, we know God will uphold us with his mighty hand. Yeah, we are proud members of the Church of Christ, chosen by God in these last days. Kasi ang kami sa pagtupad ng tungkulin, mula sa aming puso sa Diyos nagpupuri. I am proud, you are proud, we are proud, proud members of the Church of
We are thankful to be of help to the church administration through the various works of holiness, and to our leaders who care for us tirelessly. God's word strengthen us through adversity. No amount of words can ever express how joyful we are to serve inside the true church despite our failings and sins. God outpours his mercy, salvation is near. Let us promise then to persevere.
Blessed with holy duties, God's gift to us. We'll treasure this forever.
undaunted, unhindered, we will never be bewildered by trials and calamities. We will go on courageously, for the Father will uphold us. These holy nations, you are truly counted INC.
I am proud. You are proud. We are proud. Proud of members of the Church of Christ.
Chosen by God, you his true messenger, blessed with the promise of eternal life. We are proud members of the Church of Christ, chosen by God in these last days.
What a beautiful song, and what a beautiful song to start off our program today. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone who's already been on our chat, posting messages there. Thank you very much for being patient, for standing by. And if we could kindly ask everyone who's joining, please don't forget to click the like button. And of course, if you could do us a favor by sending the link, posting this on your own social media so that more other people can find out about this program and the Church of Christ, and we can be part of this big faith and melody, Ohana. Okay, now let me just say hi to everyone on the chat right now. I see uh, Kelaniverse. Wow, that's a beautiful handle. All right. And of course, Ka Elenita Kanowski, good morning po. Very, very early. I think you're one of the top early commenters that we have. Of course, Kuya Rod Kahayag, hello. Good morning, Kuya. And Kamario Oka from the Philippines, never fail. Hanggat gising, no? Kakatuwa naman si Kuya Mario, nakikipagpuyatan sa atin. At ayan na, kung ready na kayo, we are going to start the kickoff chat. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff chat.
All right. Kuya Irene, gusto ko ring malaman ito, no? For our kickoff chat today, and to start off our discussion, would like to ask everyone, what is an unusual, weird, or useless talent or skill that you have? Okay. Again, as we always say, it's just between us, you and me here on the program, right? Just let us know, do you have any unusual, weird, or useless talent or skill that you have? I know you're going to say all skills or all talents, they're useful. We can use this for something. But then again, there are those talents that we just, we just want to play with it, but it doesn't have any special purpose other than probably entertaining our friends and our families. You see, as I was growing up, we played with many different kinds of kids from the neighborhood. And you know how it is, like Kuya, for sure, Kuya Irene, Kuya Pong, at yung mga tech natin, no? You've probably tried this too. Like, we had a friend before. Um, he's a boy, so, and he's got very long lashes, long curly lashes, and we would put toothpicks on the eyelashes, and then we'd be asking him, let me see how many times can you blink with the toothpick on your eyelashes without dropping it, or just for how long can you hold the toothpick on your eyelashes, right? Very, very pretty eyelashes though. I don't remember him lasting longer than 3 or 5 seconds, but it was fun looking at it, looking back. um Probably you're going to say, huh, what is that? But yes, and when I was growing up, and probably you did, right? You experimented with so many abilities, right? And many things that you can do. And I can't do it now, But when I was younger, you know how we would just put one finger over the other like this. um I have like I had not surgery, but this hand had undergone treatment, so I can do this anymore, and I can do it on my left hand. I wish I could show you, but we would put one finger on top of the other like that. I don't want to force it, right, like this, all the way to the pinky, uh, crossing on the ring finger here. Nothing. Flexibility, I don't know what you call it, but it's just something that we do to entertain ourselves. When I was younger, I can do that. I have some I have some flexibility like that. All right. And also, you know how you can bend over backwards and then walk, bending over backwards. Of course, I can do that anymore, right? And I'm not even going to attempt. But we did that. I was able to do that too. What's the use? No, it's just a talent or a skill. Probably, we that made us laugh. That entertained us as kids, and not only that, like even racing actually, right? When we put our legs behind our head like that, right? And then walk on hands. you, do you imagine that? Do you know what I'm talking about, Kuya Irene? Yung paa, yung dalawang paa, nakaikot dito sa likod ng ulo. Tapos, kamay lang ang gagamitin para maglakad-lakad. So, I think we just called it crab walk. But that's just, yes, it's probably, is that spider? Or you call it spider walk? But you know what I'm talking about, right? So we did that. We did a lot of that. Um, it's like one would try doing something and everyone else will follow. And if you can do it, good for you. If not, it's okay. That just means you can't, right? You're not flexible enough. But we did try a lot of that. What else? What about our Ohana? Don't be scared. All right. It's just us. If you have like an unusual or weird skill or talent, Kuya Irene said, that's not a talent. He said he can if you have not if you have a not so pretty face. I'm not gonna use that one. And you're able to make people laugh. He said that's an unusual talent. Oh, 'di ba? You don't have to do anything, just by naturally being you. You can make people laugh. But there are people like that, Kuya Irene. They're not doing anything. Maybe because we know that they're funny, they would look at you not doing anything, but for some reason, you just end up bursting laughing, right? And that's a talent. Like you'll even be surprised. What why you're laughing so hard, right? So hello muna kina ka Loida, Ate Loida Castro, Ate Zenny, right? Ate Jocelyn Sanchez, good morning po, and share with us if you have if you have any unusual, weird, or useless talent or skill that you have. You will see this actually a lot of this on social media, people sharing their useless talent. And then there was even a time I think they did like a portion of a program, the weirder or unusual talent, then the more that you have the chances of winning, right? Because usually, in any like for instance, we're gonna go back to beauty pageants, but there are competitions where you have to show off some of your skills, some of your talents, right? And a lot of times, singing, dancing, those are the traditional performances that we see. But so when you get to see someone doing something unusual, maybe they're not gonna win as best talent, but they're going to definitely be the ones who will be most remembered for that particular skill. And hi, yes po, hello po, Kaviki. Kumusta po? Kaviki Domopoy is in England, in the United Kingdom, right? So you don't want to share? It's okay. If you don't want to share, you can just message me if you like, and maybe we can share that later. Meantime, that's our kickoff chat. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff chat.
Now we'll play two songs for you. We got this time, right, Kuya Irene? The first one is Love, and this is the version by Sister Naima Walid. And the second song is We Conquer All. If you have any more song requests, let us know. Post them in the chat, and we'll be right back.
In the past, I felt excluded, felt no one cared for me. I didn't know what I was doing. But now, what's true is clear. Changed my thinking, conquered my fear, jumping head first, and I'm nowhere. To the end, I'm forever showing love, 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 love. I'm going in. Twisting and turning like a roller coaster, resting high in the sky, unstoppable like a runaway train, yeah. Missing my stop every time, and now what's true is clear. Change my thinking, conquer my fears, jumping headfirst, and I'm nowhere, yes. To the end, I'm forever showing love, 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 love,
matter the distance that keeps us apart, know that you're near, close to our hearts. Oh, my sister, how are you today? Smile away your burdens, we're going to be okay. For we have a Father who cares for us so, and we are a family. I know that you know that we are all in this together. We are all in one faith bound. We are all guided and cared for. Our God won't let us fall. We'll conquer all. So, dear brethren, let's live righteously. Let's cling to His commandments tirelessly. And as we run forth in our race, let us satisfy our brethren in faith. For we are all in this together. We are all in one faith bound. We are all guided and cared for. Our God won't let us fall. We'll conquer all. For we are all in this together. We are all united. We are all guided and cared for. Our God won't let us fall. We'll conquer all. Through God's unfailing love, we will conquer
Welcome back to Faith and Melody. And of course, if you have any more song requests, let us know. We'll get that ready for you. Kuya Erin and Kuya Pong are on the side, getting busy for that. Okay. Now, we are going to talk about our topic, and it's called a turning point. You probably think, oh, I I don't see those as turning points. What are turning points? You see, in our lives, we face different turning points, and it may even be a turning point of a turning point. You know what I'm talking about? The decisions that we make help help shape the direction and the trajectory of our lives. Sorry, my tongue is a little hungry. Sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. Uh, Probably when you were younger, when we were younger, we have plans, right? Uh, if you remember being asked, when you grow up, right? What do you want to be when you grow up? Or what are your plans? Or where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years, yeah, and, 20 years from now? I have a little visual aid here. Okay, I hope you can see this. I am not the best artist or drawer. I think we've already proven that in one of our episodes where we had to describe qualities that we like. Okay, so okay, as you can see here, when we are younger, let's start off from, where are we? Saan na ba tayo? Okay, we start off from here maybe, right? That's us. Can you see it? Oh, because mine is blurred. All right. And then we say, okay, 10 years from now, this is where I want to be. Okay. It should be a straight line, but bear with me. Okay. And this is the end goal. All right, right there. Okay. You get the point. All right. So when we make plans, we make our plans starting from one point, getting to the other. But that's a lot of times life is not like that. It's not a straight line. Life will give us a fork on the road. Maybe not even not even just a fork, no, not just two sides or two ways to getting to somewhere. So, if for some reason you can follow the line like that, straight, actually I think this is even accurate, right, Kuya Irene? Hindi diretso, right? This is not diretso, it's not straight, because that's just the way it is. So you may probably plan that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, this is where you want to be, this is your plan, this is what you're gonna do. But then for life offers us something different along the way. But before we do go into that, have you really asked yourself this? Like, is your life now the way you dreamed or imagined it to be when you were younger? Right? Because at every stage of our lives, we even like plan or even think 5, 10 years, 20 years down the road. Upside down po ba ang tawag doon? Alin ang upside down, kuya? Yung nakatumbalelong ba tawag doon? Yung ang galing, ano po. Pasensya po, I'm also Visayan, so there's like a mix of different the languages and dialects here. But when you get the chance, though, to really think about it, try to answer that. Is your life now the way you dreamed or imagined it to be when you were younger? To be honest, I know this not exactly, because I have really grand dreams, and one of the grand dreams was ending up as in the international law profession, right? Um, because I was told that my my likelihood of getting married and raising a family was getting slimmer, at that time, getting narrower around that time. So because of circumstances and personality, so I had to also like plan out a way for me to accomplish my goals. Hopefully, like during that time, yes, during that time, the goal is of course to have your own family, have a career, and all that. Eventually, for myself, ending up right in my one of my ambitions. Now, so I was told no, there's possibilities that you're not going to get married or raise a family if your dreams are too grand like that. That kind of plan will require a lot of sacrifices. You might not even have time for yourself. So it's a choice, right? But God has a different plan for me. So at that point, when at the height of at the start of my career, and then getting married, that's as we would show in this little illustration here, it becomes, and I think this is accurate, Kuya Irene. right? Because life cannot be really like a straight line. There will be like bumps on the road. So I without me intending it, this is how it turned out to be. So you see, the straight line will now be like broken lines. Let's see. Let's try doing that. Let's try doing that just to illustrate. Where is my starting point? Okay. So from here, we deviated a little. So you know how it is sometimes. It's if it's a fork on the road, maybe just like a little deviation. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, what I'm trying to show here is that it's you broke the line here, but then you have either two options, left or right. So it can be for work maybe, or for an opportunity. Yes, for for job opportunity. It can be anything that will take you away from your initial plans, right? A bump on the road can be, right? That's what Kuya Irene said. Parang lubak sa daan. Now, in my case, yes, right? So at that point, that was a turning point in my life. And I have to make a decision too, right? Do I stay? Because the when I get married, or after I get married, it it was the situation. We will have to leave the country. We will have to leave the Philippines, and that means my plans of of continuing my career there, and continuing on with my plans in life. No, um, might might be, a big question. Might be a big challenge. So how about you? When you look at yourself, or maybe try to remember, what was it that you dreamed of when you were younger? What kind of life did you dream of? And looking at your life right now, is this where you wanted to be? Or it might even be like bigger, right? Who would have thought? In my case, this one, it made into many other different branches. So you're right, Kuya Irene. May not just a lubak, or a hump. It's a big uh, and I'm not even going to say a big challenge, or a big block of obstacle there, no, but it's something that I had to go through in order for me to keep going forward and reach my goal. And we do have situations like that. So when you were at that point, what moments in your life, yes, can be that too. So any obstacle can be either yung seen, meaning it something that you need to overcome, or unseen. Manholes, you're right, Kuya Irene, because if it's an open manhole and you keep on walking, and you're not paying attention, there's the danger that you'd fall into that manhole, get hurt, right? And getting out of that would be a problem. Now, some obstacles may be something like you have to jump over it, or go around it, or you have to do something in order to get past it. So many obstacles can uh, show up as show up in different forms, right? So maybe for a lot of us, where we are now, the life that we dreamed of when we were younger, it's entirely different, and it's okay. It As we have been taught inside the Church of Christ, and that is our faith, God is giving us these opportunities for our own good. God led us to where we are now, and we might not have been aware of it, but it's a long process of getting to where we are at right now. Like, for instance, I never thought that I would be sitting here on this program talking to you, right? Karod, Ka Elenita, Ate Jocelyn, Ka Carmen, hello po, Ka Mario, Ka Vicky Domopoy, Ate Zenny. And of course, chatting with Kuya Irene on the side, right? I never had that, I never had any idea that this is going to be my life. Although, when I was younger, at the back of my mind, I had dreams of being on broadcast journalism, because that was like the somehow the trajectory or the direction that I wanted to take, because I've started with journalism at a very young age. So even my family members, people who know me, thought that that is going to be the life that I'm going to lead. I'll be writing for maybe like a big newspaper, or probably be on like broadcast, right? I did, because we're here. Thank you. Right? But I didn't end up to be just a journalist. And I'm not saying this in a negative way, because now the opportunities are just so many with the skills that I've learned when I was younger. So it's not just in being able to write probably news or special features, but it's something that we use for the program, being able to connect with you. So there's so many things that I was able to learn at a very young age. And even if my life turned, in in a different direction, I took a different path, maybe just a little slightly off, no, but it's still going to the same direction where I wanted to end up in. And here I am, right? Um, you see, these moments in our lives, at that time that we're making it, maybe we don't realize that that particular moment and the decision that we make will define the path that we will take eventually, or how, the things that we will accomplish. And we've seen this in so many situations, people changing courses while they're already in school, right? So not even just once, right? Okay. It happens, right? And yes, I have to give a special shout out to my beste. See, you know who you are. Si Kuya El Viado, thank you very much. Good morning. And he said he's watching right now. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Do join our conversation here, because I know you have a lot to say as well. But thank you. And of course, let me just say a quick hello to all the staff of CEBSI Hawaii Satellite office from Kalen de Gala. Good morning po. Kafin, hello. And to little baby Raven, right? And Liz, hello, good morning. If you're awake, si Manang Teda, hello, how are you? And everyone here on the District of Hawaii Pacific, particularly from my locale, the local of Wahiwa. Kuya Alfred, thank you for sharing the link to everyone else. All right, so now we're talking about turning points. No, at the time that we are at that point, sometimes we're not um, aware, because we think that that decision will only affect or will only refer to that particular situation or immediately thereafter. But sometimes we make decisions at that particular point in life that will be the defining moment to where we will eventually end up, right? Now, what did we learn? What have you learned when you were in that situation, having to make that big decision? Now, when we are at that moment, there's just so many things that's going on. Personally, we're probably struggling with our own, dealing with our own emotions, dealing with our own limitations, and of course, trying to balance also the expectation of the family and friends or other people who are somehow invested in our lives, in the decisions that we make, because they're going to be affected by what we do eventually, right? As I mentioned earlier, no, students who eventually, uh, maybe at the start, no, they uh, at the start, they would take, they're all set to take this course. But then a semester in, a whole year in, something happens, they discover something else, or for some reason, no, they have to make a decision of either staying in that course or pursuing something that they discover they feel like they're going to be more effective in. And we've seen that. Now, there are others that have been forced to make that decision. It's not just a conscious thing like, okay, I started out studying as studying accountancy, and then I learned, oh wait, I can sing. I wanted to venture into classical music. That's a big jump, right? But that, you see, people, your family has been banking on you probably to become an accountant, right? Even if you have musical talents, the best talents probably, right? Classical performer, operatic singer, whatever, or maybe even, eventually being like a pop star, right? But you see, people, especially your family, have been uh, banking on you to become an accountant to probably help the family as well. But then you stand there and decide, I'm not happy with numbers. I want to see notes. I want to see musical sheets, right? I want instruments, like musical instruments with me, right? So that is a turning point. Do you decide for what you feel like you're going to be happier about, right? Because that's probably what you feel at that moment, right? Or do you sacrifice and just, go with the family's decision or what they wanted for you? So that's a turning point. So from then on, maybe you take whatever path, but eventually your goal is to be successful, right? So that's a turning point. Now, in these moments, what are the things that we usually are faced with, no, and we get to learn? Um, a lot of times we learn who the people are willing, to help or support us at that critical moment when we need to make life changing decisions. That's when we find out um, who are the people who are willing to help us, right? And who are the people who are probably um, going to be affected, because sometimes we just take that for granted. We know that, we make decisions because we say, oh, this is for my family, I'm doing this for my family. But then we're not aware that there are people will be affected who by our decisions, and then they hear about our plans, and they talk to us and they say, oh, I hope you continue doing this because of this, because of that. So that will even, it's either will help us to concretize the decision, or maybe something that will, um, stop us from pursuing that particular decision. That's how we find out on moments when we have to, on moments where we are that at a turning point, and we have to make crucial decisions. That's when also we learn most about ourselves, our willingness to make sacrifices or to do uncomfortable things. We discover more about ourselves. Are we the the adventurous type? Are we the kind who will shut out all noise and just pursue what we feel we like doing, right? So at that point, we learn more about ourselves. And of course, at that moment also, we know that we can't just make decisions based on our own whims, or based on our own caprices, or our own prejudice. At that moment where we are at a turning point and we have to make life-changing decisions, that's the time we know that we needed God's help even more, right? Okay. Kuya Rod said, oh, let me just say hello to the others who joined. Ay, si Ate Loida. Ate Loida, hello po. We have actually great news, no? We'd like to share with you for the upcoming programs from the satellite studios beginning today, is it? Or tomorrow? Actually, yeah, tomorrow our side, because I know time time zones can be confusing, but we'll make that announcements in a little while. But we hope you do keep tuning into INC Radio for these exciting news, right? So Ate Jonah is there. Hello, Ate Jonah. Um, si uh, Ate Lani. Hello, Ate Lani. How are you doing po? Thank you for joining us today. And we also see, oh, wow. Yummy sour. Wow. Thank you po. Thank you very much. Hope you continue joining the program. So whatever your time zone is in your location, ingat po kayo. Thank you and hope you come back here. We go Mondays to Thursdays US side, Tuesdays to Fridays on Philippine time zone or Asia time zone. So I'm not sure what your time zone is, Kuya. So yummy sour. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So Kuya Rod actually said a turning point is when you undergo a reality check. Yes, like am I this kind of person to be able to handle the pressures, or am I the kind of person that that's willing to make sacrifices and uh, be oblivious of other people's opinions, right? Totoo yan eh. Reality check yan eh. It's like also you find out, am I able to afford this? Am I just being delusional in all these grand ambitions, right? Because it can be that we have so many uh, ambitions or plans, but realistically speaking, they're not practical and they're not feasible. But we still strive, we still want to do it. So that's also a point where we ask, is this really worth pursuing? What am I going to get out of this? It is a reality checkpoint, right? Thank you for that, Kuya Rod. And he said, you'll go through inspired new growth and a new you. Very true. I agree. That's true. And of course, our master acronym generator. Kuya Rod said, and this is the whole topic, no? He had the whole acronym for our topic for today, a turning point. He goes, a time undergoing reality, negotiating in new growth, positive on inspired newness today. Wow, that's a lot. A time undergoing reality, negotiating in new growth, positive on inspired newness today. Turning point. Wow. And Kuya Rod further shared with us that he was taking medical classes to get in the medical field, but he changed it to computers and electronics. So that was his turning point. But he wishes he stayed in the medical field. Huh. Kuya, Kuya Rod, I think somehow it's related because in the medical field, especially if you're pursuing probably surgery, right? Or even like general medicine, because you need to do patching, right? You need to do like curing, or doing first aid, right? um Also in computers and electronics you have to do that too, like fixing computers maybe. We use the same terms, virus, right? So you also treat a virus in the medical field. You also get to face or treat virus in the electronic field, right? See, they're kind of related. And we sometimes there are uh, situations where even the skills that you need will be similar. So especially if your original dream or plan was to become a surgeon, right? So you're using scalpels or other little instruments to do the procedure. And in some electronics or computer, especially computer hardware professions, right? You need tools like that. So there, I would say there's still a little uh, related, but of course the discipline, right? The work involved, the study, it in itself is entirely different. And you're right? Maybe it's entirely different in the sense that had you pursued um the medical profession, this would have been what you're doing today, right? Compared to what you're doing now. But I'm sure you made the best decision, kuya. We trust that you did that, right? So see, Ate Jonah said, that's why you're definitely the master of acronym. And that's it's like we can take the crown away from Kuya Rod. But we always have challengers. Si Kuya Irene, okay, 'di ba? We promised that there's going to be like a head to head, right? Challenge between Kuya Rod and Kuya Irene. Tagalog nga daw eh. All right. Okay, now we're talking about turning points, and there are so many different kinds of turning points in our lives. It can be a personal turning point. So even, like when growing up, and you get into relationships. So that's a turning point, right? Falling in and falling in love, getting into relationship, and then eventually deciding to get married, raise a family, right? Every step, that's a turning point. Now, turning points can be, as we mentioned earlier, it can be in relation to your career, to our career, to the education. Like, do we pursue this or do we stay on this track? Because that's what we initially set out, what we initially wanted to do and accomplish, right? Now, it can be uh, a turning point, realizing where we stand on things, no, like we know no we know that we are this kind of person, but then it will be tested in many different types of circumstances, and that's when we discover or we affirm that this is my conviction. I appreciate why I had to go through that problem or situation, because I affirmed that this is my conviction and I am committed. That's circumstances that even strengthen our belief, not just in ourselves, but of course our belief in God. So when we do reflect on our own turning points, right? We just hope that somehow we don't just go through it, and if we can, process the entire experience in and find out how did that make you feel after you made that decision, when you faced that turning point. Find out um, what skills did you learn, right? What how did you feel about the satisfaction of being able to make that decision, or also maybe the heartbreak, because you have to make that decision and there are people that will be affected. So these are the things that the things that we learn when we face that moment that becomes a turning point in our lives. Be present, be there, don't just let the situation pass without internalizing it, so we even more can learn about that experience. Okay, so Kuya Rod, oh, this is so sweet. Kuya Rod said meeting Crisel was definitely a turning point in his life. It changed his life a complete 180 degrees. Oh, yeah, Kuya Rod, that's the big trajectory, right? Probably you're in the beginning, you had this plans, because that will always be the situation. I don't know if there's anyone who actually planned from point A to point B and went straight from point A to point B without having to go through some obstacles along the way. But if you have any other feedback or thoughts on what we had discussed so far, please do post that on the chat. And if you have song requests, this is the perfect time to post that so we can get that ready to play for you. Meantime, we'll have these two songs that will to give us a little break and think about these things as well. Um, first, that this is not the first, the first of the two songs. The two songs are Ang Pag-ibig Ay Ikaw, and the next song is Complete the Race. We'll be right back.
Ikaw ang panalangin ko at tanging laman itong puso. Anong ligaya sa tuwing ika'y nakakasama, tunay na galak ang nadarama. Binigyang kulay ang aking mundo, pag-ibig ang aking laan, para sa'yo itong pagsamo. Halina, tingin ang aking tinig sa bawat pintig ng aking puso ang sinisigaw. Ikaw ang aking buwan sa gitna ng mga tala. Anong liwanag kapag ika'y nakikita? Tumatalon ang puso sa tuwa. Ikaw ang ritmo sa aking musika. Pag-ibig ang aking laan, para sa'yo itong pagsamo. Halina, tingin ang aking tinig sa bawat pintig ng aking puso ang sinisigaw. Ang pagmamahal sa'yo ay totoo, hindi ka iiwan magpakailanman. Ikaw lang ang pag-ibig ang aking laan, para sa'yo itong pagsamo. Halina, tingin ang aking tinig sa bawat pintig ng aking puso ang sinisigaw. Ikaw.
Let's finish the race. Let's run with patience and never back down. Never back down. Never stop running with all our strength. Let us fulfill our duties to receive the crown. To receive the crown. Let us do our best to. Let us do our best to reach the end. The finish line is near. Do not be afraid. Do not fear. In spite of all the things that you're facing, keep on believing. 'Cause the Lord will help us to complete the race that He has set for us. Hold on to the faith, keep running straight. Oh, that day we'll be saved if we finish the race. If we complete a race. Victories of the church continuously grow. This is the love of God that He never forgets to show. He never forgets to show. So let us do our part as His chosen people. Focus on our goal to receive salvation. To receive salvation. Let us do our best to. Let us do our best to reach the end. The finish line is near. Do not be afraid. Do not fear. In spite of all the things that you're facing, keep on believing. 'Cause the Lord it will help us to complete the race that He has set for us. Hold on to the faith, keep running straight. On that day we'll be saved if we finish a race. If we complete a race. There's no turning back now. We're almost there. Keep doing what is right. Keep on following the light. Never think about giving up. Our Lord God will lift us up until we reach the end. Till we receive His promise. The promise of eternal life. He has set for us. Hold on to the faith, keep running straight. On that day we'll be saved if we finish a race. If we complete a race. Complete the race that He has set for us. Hold on to the faith. That day we'll be saved. If we complete a race.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
What makes a family strong? It's trust. Trusting that the family members will listen.
Hey, how's your day?
Pretty exhausting.
Come, let's eat. You can tell me all about it.
Honesty opens the door to understanding and closeness.
Is everything okay?
No, we're supposed to do a group presentation, but the other won't even help me.
Sometimes you need a lot of courage to say what you think or feel, but it's worth it. Try it.
When your children are honest about something sensitive, tell them how much you appreciate their honesty. Why do we keep reminding our children? Because we love them and we want them to grow up trusting our Almighty God.
Welcome back to Faith and Melody. This is still Dessasenas from Hawaii. And thank you for hanging in with us. We're still talking about turning points, right? Now, one thing that we realize about turning points, when we stand there at that moment where we have to make crucial decisions, that moment right there, it's not we don't get a second chance for that. Once that happens, it's done. It's irreversible. There's no going back, because once we make that decision, we start working towards the steps for the decision that we took, right? So it's maybe we can do a little damage control, fix little things here and there, but the thing is, once we make a decision and start working on it, the other decision that we did not take, it's gone, right? Now, we asked this in our uh chat earlier, and this is something that maybe you'll hear this from some games that you do in your icebreaker or team building kind of activities, but this is something that I wish we somehow uh, even lightly think about. So our question is, because mistakes and failures, they're part of life. The good thing is we get to learn from these things. But then, given the chance, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to go back in time to redo it, to redo something, fix it, right? Go back in time and fix it. Or just wish that everyone forgets your mistake, right? Like, anong tawag doon kay Irene? Patay mali siya. At wag na lang uulitin, wag na lang babanggitin, so that no one else remembers your mistake. And for some people, they would just prefer that, because truth be told, there really is no way that we can, magically go back in time and just, yeah, fix it. And again, even even if it's a possibility, you're not going to be able to go back to where you're standing at before you decided to go back in time, because it's going to change. As we said, when you make that decision, it changes the direction, it changes the trajectory, how quick life is going to change, right? Or how quick your decisions will have its effect in your life. So it's going to be different. So would you prefer that, maybe that was just one mistake that you did that happened in the past, if you try to go back in time, if it's even possible, right? You're just talking things here. So if you fix it, then there's a great possibility that you're not going to be standing in the same situation or in the same place that you were at before you made that return to the return to yesterday. Ang hirap sa English pala. There's no direct English translation. Now, the other way is just hope that that everyone forgets about it, or maybe that people will not see it as serious, or you can just laugh about it, right? Sometimes we really wish for that, and we do go out of our way um, to make sure that nobody remembers our mistakes, or even if they do, just make light of it, just make fun of it, like, oh yeah, I embarrassed myself in front of 1,000 people when I um you know I face planted on the concrete while going up on the stage, or something like that, right? Embarrassment, or decisions where we made uh, that decisions we made that affected a lot of people in a negative way. And there are and this happens in real life. People would go out of their way, so that whatever happened before will be erased from the records, or maybe not from the memory of other people. Now, Ate Jonah said, and this is really touching. Hold on, let me just open this up over here so it's closer to me. All right. So Ate Jonah said, um, teka, let me just pull it up. Okay, let me go for yeah, there. I found it. Okay. Ate John said, I think I would want to go back in time, not necessarily to redo something, but to spend more time with my parents, appreciate them, and express my gratefulness in all they have done. That's so sweet, right? Because it's true. Especially because the natural thing is that as we grow up and we have our own lives, the tendency is to move away, raise our own family, and have our own lives. And for the longest time, actually, right, up until that point that you got married and left that household, your parents are with you, right? So that decision to get married and raise your own family, especially far, far, far away, um, that's a turning point, because you're giving up a lot of moments to spend with your family. And for Ate Jonah, if she has that chance to go back in time, she would rather just spend more time with her parents, and that's very sweet, very touching. Right. Now, Ate Zenny said, I cannot travel back in time to fix my mistakes, but I can learn from them and forgive myself for not knowing better. The past is unchangeable. We cannot rewrite history or undo our mistakes. However, the past does not have to define us. That's true. That's very true. And in what we call this, in some public figures, they have a team of people to actually work on the aftermath or the effects of their actions. They have public relations personnel, or experts that handle situations where they have to clear their name, or to fix to do some damage control, because that's true. You really cannot uh, change what has happened in the past. What you can do is just learn from it, and if you can minimize the effects, then work on that. Whatever you can do now, not really to fix the mistake that you've done before, but to address it. That's true. And in that case, Ate Zenny would probably just wish that everybody forgets it. You know what? A lot of these things that happens in our lives, no, at that moment when it's happening, it's going to hurt us probably emotionally, right? You'll feel all the effects, all the emotions, but then eventually it will blow over, and it's just us that will feel uh the pain, but eventually people will forget. So maybe we can just hope that just everyone forgets it, or the intensity will be lessened, so it's not going to be as intense, right, or as stressful as time goes by, because that's just the nature of things, right? Now, for some other people, if they have the chance, right, to go back and fix something because they wanted to change the effects as well, um not just that, because when things affect a lot of people, it doesn't just stop there. It will affect the people in their own circle. So without we start it's going to snowball. So that's why for some people, given this question, they would rather just go back in time and fix it. Right? We're just talking about it. Right? We're just talking about it. Now, uh, Kuya Rod said, and hi, Ate Melvi. Hello po. How are you? Sorry. Kuya Rod said, we live and learn and continue to move forward, hoping for the best and continue to live as true Christians no matter what happens. Very true, Kuya. Learn from our mistakes. Right. The dark moments of our life will last only so long as is necessary for God to accomplish his purpose in us. Let's not forget that, because God has always been there. Maybe we feel that, oh, I'm alone. There's no one else helping me. We always say that. I'm alone. I'm the only one here. That is never true. That is never true. God has always been with us. Maybe we're not just acknowledging his presence. So when we get to these turning points in our lives, try to remember, pray, reach out to God, and in that very moment, you will feel that you are not alone. All right. Ate Melvi said, I wouldn't change anything from her past mistakes, right? She wouldn't be the person who she is today if it weren't for them. They taught me growth and realized that we need to be accountable and learn from them. Very true. Um, what we've done in the past, the decisions that we made will definitely define who we are right now. And of course, the kind of life that we're living. So we always have to be conscious of the decisions, right? And when we pray, when we ask for guidance, we can be assured that we are making the right one. Okay. Now we have this song request by Vicky Domopoy, and this will be our heartbeats. And the title is Hope in God's Grace. And after that, we'll play another song, You Lift Me Up. And as we said earlier, if you have any other song requests, let us know and we'll play them for you. Let's do that, Kuya Irene.
Your requested song, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
As days pass, the more I yearn for us to be in the true home that God made for you and me.
Cause we're both tired of problems in every corner that makes life in this world harder.
Let's not lose hope, for it's drawing nearer. The joyous moment for us, His nation, the promised salvation. Put our hope in what's ahead, in all of His great promises, in the grace that will be ours. Put our hope in the grace that will be ours. Put our hope in the grace that will be ours.
Put our hope in the grace.
Put our hope in the grace that will be ours. Will be ours. We wait for His Son's return. Let's promise to be brave. Don't be afraid. Whatever trials you and I face, don't let our hearts be so
great promises.
Put our hope in what's ahead. In all His grace, the praise that will be ours. The praise that will be ours. In what's ahead, in all of His promises. In the grace that will be ours. In the grace that will be ours. In the grace that will be ours.
Your requested song, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
I've been so lonely lately. All the sorrow seemed too much for me to bear. Whoa, whoa. I tried so hard to make it through the day, to keep my tears from falling. It led me to just wonder if I could take this any longer. Then I called on to your name. You came and released me from my pain. I have never been so happy. I don't know what you found in me. Lift me up when I'm down, when it's hard to turn things around. You make me smile when I'm sad, so life doesn't seem that bad. You hear me, Lord, when I fall. You're always there to help me through it when I fall. When times get rough, I know the promised land is not too far for me to see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know someday I'll be there. So I pray that you won't ever leave me. I vow to never go astray. In the church of Christ I'll stay. I'll never be alone. Someday I know that I will reach my truth, because that's what you promised me if I serve you faithfully. Whoa. Lift me up when I'm down, when it's hard to turn things around. You make me smile when I'm sad, so life doesn't seem that bad. You hear me, Lord, when I call. You're always there to help me through it when I fall. Life is hard.
still listening to Faith and Melody. Dessa Senate here from Hawaii, and we're still talking about a turning point. You see, when we face these turning points in our lives, we do a lot of self reflection, right? The things that we need to consider, it's not just ourselves, but other people's lives as well, because we are making these decisions, and it's not just us, right? Maybe we've already made a decision, we have to change it, just like, changing courses, changing careers, or moving away, right? And that's when the time that we need to be more aware of people's needs as well. We need their support as well. And at that moment, when we face these turning points in our lives, that's when we learn more about ourselves, what our abilities are, where our convictions or principles lie, and how much faith we have in ourselves and in God. We should also realize that at that moment, because we're making that crucial decision, we may not always make the right one. At it's not going to be 100% good for everybody. At least it's right for you at that particular moment, because we're not in control. Only the things that we can handle, we can control, we can somehow act accordingly, but somehow we can approximate how this will affect other people. Now, in the process, we also learn that at that turning point, it can be um, emotional, it can be painful, because you need to make a big sacrifice, or you need to let go of things, of people, but still, we have to make that decision. And when we face at turning points, have you realized it, right? We understand more about ourselves, because that helps us to mature, to become more responsible. As they said, we are like clay, right? Being molded, and clay to be formed, it needs to be in a constant rotating base, right? You'll see this in movies, you see this in social media, and the base has to be rotating at a constant uh regular speed, in order to be formed into that particular shape that the potter wants to make it. So just a little adjustment, or just a little change in those variables, can alter everything or ruin the entire thing. So we know that when we face these turning points and we're forced to make decisions, we know more that about ourselves, that this is the abilities that we have, that we are willing to make more sacrifices, right? And that time as can be relative. Time can be our friend or not. Depends on how willing we are to make sacrifices. Just like as we asked earlier, would you just rather just go back in time, or just let time be the healer, let time do its magic and make just people forget about the something that we've probably done that you would rather people forget, right? Okay, so ate uh Melvi earlier said, I think her message earlier was cut off, but this was she said earlier too, about like going back in time. um she goes, life is a process that we need to embrace and do our best each day to progress. Each decision can only be made by us, and when we couple it with prayer, God's guidance will lead us to the right path. Very well said, Ate. And of course, Ate Jonah agrees with you. She said, I may not be able, or I may not be more understanding and empathetic if I didn't experience the ungratefulness and unkindness of people I helped, but they're definitely a turning point. No matter what, continue to be kind. We cannot always have the good, or we cannot always expect uh, people's appreciation or support. And sometimes that's when we learn sometimes even the hardest way, that there are things that needed to be done and it will hurt, right? Uh, maybe we're the ones who are getting hurt in the process, but it's still part of the process, right? So now I want to know though, is there a dream or goal that you let go or you stopped pursuing? Right, when you were in that turning point where it is a matter of going forward or giving something up or entirely changing your decision or changing the direction, is there, is there something that you stopped or you let go, a dream that you let go or you stopped pursuing, right? Remember at Kuya Rod said, right? It's a reality check. You have grand ambitions to the point of being delusional. Like I wanted to be, I don't know, I know, just an example. Like I cannot be, I cannot be joining this beauty pageant. Yeah, that's delusional. Anyway, so what is that thing? No, and why? Share with us your story. Why did you have to let go of that dream or goal, right? um as I said earlier, no, I have also, in the career that I started and the career that I in, that was my goal, right? I wanted to pursue international law and at the highest level to sit in one of those international courts as a justice, right? That was one of my big dreams. Well, I had to let go of that because I got married, right? And the our life was, we're not, at the early stages, at the early stage of our marriage, we were going to many different places, and there is no one place that we stayed for a long time that I'm able to pursue, right? And it took a long time, yeah, even to where I am now. It took a long time for me to get back, to somehow get to practice that, right? But I have to let go of that because that's just the way life turned out to be. This is the choice that was the choice that I made at that time. So also, why did I stop pursuing that? It's not practical anymore. It's expensive, definitely, and it will involve a lot of other people's lives, my family's lives, my children's lives, right? Because we're going to have to uproot them. We're gonna have to move everyone to that country and start there, right? So it's no longer practical. It's expensive, of course, right? But I'm okay. I'm okay because I get to sit here with you, talking to you, talking with you about this important topic in our life, right? And what did I learn from that? Well, of course, that I am flexible. And that's the thing. When we're faced with difficult decisions like that, like giving up one of our big dreams, the more that we discover that, hey, I can do other things, I can be successful in a different field. Maybe it's not going to be the highest paying job that you initially set out to be, right? You studied, you pursued this so that you can eventually land a big, a big paying job in the future. But things happen in your life, you have to make decisions, right? But you're in a place now doing the exact same thing but for less compensation. But the important thing is you're satisfied. You're happy where you are, right? Now, what character or trait do you wish to learn now or teach yourself? Right. So in the past, you've faced so many situations, and then it may not even be consistent. Like for one turning point, you're probably deciding based on financial circumstances, right? So you need to be practical, right? And then at another turning point in your life, you faced a decision where you have to be a little more conservative and to decide along the lines of your principle. And money is not an issue, right? So it changes because that's just how we are built to be. We are built to adapt to circumstances that happen in our life. So, what character or trait do you wish to learn or teach yourself now? Um, I remember I had this conversation before, and this actually came up. No, this question came up, and she said, "I will teach myself to be unbothered." Yun eh, yung anong tawag dun sa Tagalog, Kuya Irene? Ah, ano daw yan? Sandali, I have to read this. Kuya Irene has a message here. So Kuya Irene said, when my dream of international law, when I got married, I got a father-in-law and a mother-in-law. So yeah, you're right. That's true. Um, okay. Anyway, so um, this person said, she's going to teach herself to be unbothered. I laughed it off when I heard it because we were alike in so many ways, and we're like, we react immediately, or we're so transparent that what you see, how we react, it's that's how it is, right? So we're trying to learn how to be unbothered. And one of the things that I learned personally was, when a situation comes up and it bothers you a lot, give yourselves 5 to 10 seconds before reacting. That should be the default. So according to this training, training or a method that they're recommending is, before you even show any emotions, utter your words. Right? Okay, I'm showing my reaction. Okay, um, give it about 5 to 10 seconds before you react. So, if, for instance, you're standing outside, you're in the grocery store, or you're at the in a public area, and somebody bumps you, or kind of like hurts you in a way, right? That initially, that's a human reaction. It's either we scream, right, or we fight back, right? We hit back, like if we get hit, we hit right back, right? um Try to give it 5 to 10 seconds, unless it's an extreme situation. All right, we're not saying this all the time. It's if you are in a situation where there's a possibility of confrontation, or you know anger related reactions, give yourselves 5 seconds, 3 to 5 actually, but then the longer that you can, so you can process it. Just breathe deeply, be conscious of your breathing. That few seconds will change the way you will react. And I'm trying that. That's the operative word here. Trying, because it's a hard thing for me, but that's one trait also that I wanted to teach myself, to be less reactive. Is that the way? Just to be, uh to react lesser. How do you say that? Basta hindi wag masyadong expressive, right? Just chill. If I can chill, that's what I wanna do. And yesterday actually I failed that, because I've been trying to teach that, because I was having this intense conversation, and I just felt like the other person wasn't really listening to me. And no matter how much I try to explain, I don't I felt like I wasn't being heard. So I was, while the other person was talking, I was trying to calm myself down, like, and then just, telling myself, don't say anything. Let them, let her speak, okay, and then you react. But it's just, I think, the frustration, and it will happen to all of us, no? It's just a frustration sometimes that things are not turning out or happening the way we want it. But it's a process. So if that is your goal, to, just like me, no, to lessen the immediate reaction, right? Give it a chance. Give it a couple of seconds of pause. And I'm telling you, so many things can happen in that few seconds. The other person might, when they don't hear from you, like, we were talking on the phone, and usually we say, like, we say, uh-huh, yes, mm-hmm, okay, okay, right? But if you start but you if you stop responding, they will feel like, hello, are you still there? Like, see, they stopped. They're not she now wanted to see if I'm still listening. But anyway, that's for me, to be a little less reactive, right? I'm teaching myself that. Now, for other people, it's, they wanted to teach themselves to be a little more assertive, right? Because for the longest time, people might take advantage of their silence, or their being just kind. And it happens. That's true, Ate Jonah. Sometimes we learn the hard way, and it's through people's unkindness, that we learn to adapt. Yep. Tama din, kuya. Yan. Kuya Irene said, less talk, less mistake. Oh, but I cannot do that here. If I talk less on the program, we can talk less. We have to talk just right enough. But true, that's another thing, no? By restraint, we can call it restraint. Less talk, less mistake. No, so, in reacting, di ba? Because sometimes, even if the other person did not intend to provoke you or do anything negative, but because we reacted in a certain way, that changes the entire dynamics. Um, Instead of it's just a simple question, which you could have answered by either a yes or no, you chose a more elaborate reaction. So the other person now gets a little irritated, and there you go, right? So give it just a little pause. If it's a question that's answerable by yes or no, just say yes or no. We Filipinos, we're known for that. Like, we were known for that, where there's a direct question, and and our answer is actually a response to the unasked question, because we always anticipate, no, because I know you're gonna ask this. Why do we do that? But that's just the way it is. It's like we're having the same conversation, but we're asking a question and giving a different answer. But that's a conversation. But anyway, that's also one good trait, to be a better listener, right? Uh, I know it's hard. I know it's hard, especially if what we're hearing is a lot more. Uh, if they're less encouraging, right? If you keep hearing complaints from this person, okay, maybe our just being a good listener will somehow let them know that, okay, your complaints are being heard, but that doesn't mean you're right. Okay, so others also, they're going to teach themselves more courage, right? To do things outside of their comfort zone. That's a good thing too. Si Kuya Irene, ikaw ba, ano ba sa'yo? Some people, to be less conscious, or less self-conscious, right? As they say, not everything is about us. Not every post that you see on social media is about you. So if you see a post by your friend, and then you felt a little bit slighted, or you feel a little, you react to it, maybe it is for you, because otherwise you wouldn't have reacted the way you did, right? So there you go. All right. Kuya Irene, paki-ready nga natin 'to. Kuya Rod has a request, ilagak ang pag-asa sa biyayang darating. Okay po? Kuya Rod, stand by. We're preparing that song. And Kuya Rod further said, when there is a turning point in our life, it's our turn to point ourselves in the right direction and pray. Because you gotta pray to make it today. All right. Okay. Ate Jonah said on the question, a dream or goal that you let go or stop pursuing. She said, I always wanted to be a flight stewardess because I love to travel, but this was before I became a member of the Church of Christ, so it's not meant to be. Because si Ate Jonah, she's got the look. But Ate Jonah, you're so you're so mellow though, right? And then if probably you give orders to the passengers, like, everybody, Please get out of the aircraft. I can't imagine you being a flight attendant at the Jonah. Maybe if we ask you, can you give me all the food? And yeah, sure, here you go. You're right. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But it is true. Anyway, she said now she just travels anyway. All right. And wow, you have been approved. You are now approved because she said now just waiting to be approved as a travel host of FNM. Of course, done. It's done. All right. So Kuya Rod said, I didn't have big dreams growing up. I just wanted to be comfortable and happy. You know how I just remember because Kuya Rod, while I was growing up, I think I had the same thought, no? You know how it is that when you grow up not having a lot in your life, right? For a lot of people, that's going to be one of their dreams, to have more money, to be rich, as in to be rich, to have money and all that. Now, and I was looking back, and I think I didn't dream uh becoming rich. I just wanted to have enough to enjoy the things that I like, just enough. And I think that's what I have. I should have opted for I should have stretched my dream like to the full extent. I should have dreamed that I will be super rich with lots of money. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, hello po, good morning, and thank you very much for your support. Appreciate that po, ka JV Kisho from our district. Thank you very much for being here today. Right. Um, Kuya Rod said, give me patience to wait for you to act, courage to fight for the faith you've given me so I can make it through these times. Give me hope so I can get through each day. And I think this is the trait that Kuya Rod wishes to learn or teach himself. Ate Jonah said, okay, so wait, Kuya Rod has an acronym, TRY, T-R-Y, to righteously yearn. Ate Jonah said, it's difficult. I am so good at holding my tongue, but my facial expression gives it away. I fail at both. Ate Jonah, my face and my tongue, they're unrestrained, right? So that's what I'm trying to learn, to make this like a blank space and my tongue to rest comfortably where it should be. Because, that's what they said. That is the most dangerous weapon of all, the tongue, right? So let's just be conscious of the words that we speak, right? Kuya Rod said he's the same way as Ate Jonah. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and I think that's something that we also need to learn, because sometimes that will it's good that we're in tune with our emotions, but sometimes people will take advantage of it and just play with those, knowing the fact that they have something against us. And people are people, right? Ate Jonah said, let's talk, less trouble. So let's talk, less mistake, less trouble. Yeah. And the thought, Ate Jonah, Pinoys don't know how to answer. And Kuya Rod said, as if Ate Jonah is a flight attendant, she would be the one to calm the passengers down. Okay, Ate Jonah, but with a little more energy, huh? Like, please take your seats. Please calm down. Please exit the aircraft. Do not bring your bags. That would be fun. I wish you did, but it's all right. Maybe we can do something like that, Ate Jonah. Like, act out your dreams. Maybe we can do something like that. Act out your dreams between us, the Ohana. Let's do something like that. But meantime, we'll play our heartbeats. Kuya Rod's request. Let's do it, Kuya Irene.
Your requested song, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
sabihin, naiisip ko rin, paano na ang buhay natin kung pagkatapos ng problema, may problema pa rin. Pero kung isipin, di mo ba napapansin? Tingnan mo ang kalagayan natin sa dinami-rami ng problema, buhay pa rin. Makita ang ngiti sa iyong mga labi, may Diyos tayo na handang tumulong sa atin. Balikan mo ang iyong nakaraan, lahat ng pinagdaanan, di ba't lahat ng iyon yung nalampasan? Dahilan sa ang ating Ama ang lagi mong tinatawagan, siya lagi ang gumagawa ng paraan. Wag mong kalilimutang maganda ang plano niya sa atin, kaya ilagak ang pag-asa sa biyayang darating. Darating, oh oh, darating, darating, oh oh, biyaya'y darating. Talagang mahirap na at lalong hirap pa ang mga lakbayin natin, ngunit di tayo nagtataka at tayo'y handa na. May pangako sa atin ang Ama, bilang hiniran niya, magbibigay kasiyahan at papawiin ang kalungkutan, at dadalhin tayo sa tunay nating tahanan. Makita ang ngiti sa iyong mga labi, may Diyos tayo na handang tumulong sa atin. Balikan mo ang iyong nakaraan, lahat na pinagdaanan, di ba't lahat ng iyon yung nalampasan? Dahilan sa ang ating Ama ang lagi mong tinatawagan, siya lagi ang gumagawa ng paraan. Wag mong kalilimutang maganda ang plano niya sa atin, kaya ilagak ang pag-asa sa biyayang darating. Darating, oh oh, darating, darating, oh oh.
Pag mabigat ang buhay at mahirap kayahin, iupo mo ang iyong puso sa panalangin. Ang bagabag ay harapin, tandaan kung siya may gumagawang may kabagsikan, gumagawa rin siyang may kahabatan. Ang mga tinitipo niyang tapat na pag-ibig ay napakalawak, di siya natutuwa sa iyong paghihirap.
Balikan mo ang iyong nakaraan, lahat ng pinagdaanan, di ba't lahat ng iyon yung nalampasan? Dahilan sa ang ating Ama ang lagi mong tinatawagan, siya lagi ang gumagawa ng paraan. Lagi mong isa-isip na malapit ang kaligtasan natin, kaya ilagak ang pag-asa sa biyayang darating. Darating, oh oh, darating, darating, oh oh, darating, darating.
your requested song, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Yes, and that song has been requested by Kuya Rod Kahayag. And as we are talking about this topic and wrapping it up, remember that there are decisions we make that turn into moments that will define the course of our lives. Often, when we are forced to make hard decisions, we change the direction and trajectory of our lives and even those around us. The thought of this sometimes can be overwhelming, but with prayers and knowing that God will guide us gives us the assurance that our decisions will be the right one. The life we live now may have been different from what we dreamed of, but trust that this is God's will. So at this point, let's pause for our verse of the week.
Self-care has now become a widely popular concept. On social media alone, the topic of self-care now has billions of views on TikTok, and its hashtag has millions of posts on Instagram. Now, it's not wrong for us to take care of ourselves, but can self-care or too much self-love become harmful? I'm Brother Felmar Sereno, and this is what we'll learn about in our verse of the week in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 to 5. But you need to be aware that in the final days, the culture of society will become extremely fierce. People will be self-centered lovers of themselves and obsessed with money. They will boast of great things as they strut around in their arrogant pride and mock all that is right. They will ignore their own families. They will be ungrateful and ungodly. They will become addicted to hateful and malicious slander. Slaves to their desires, they will be ferocious, belligerent haters of what is good and right. With brutal treachery, they will act without restraint, bigoted and wrapped in clouds of their conceit. They will find their delight in the pleasures of this world more than the pleasures of the loving God. They may pretend to have a respect for God, but in reality they want nothing to do with God's power. Stay away from people like these. So according to the Bible, too much self-love can be destructive. When? If we would value our own desires over what the Lord God wants for us. So instead of living a self-love centered kind of life, how should we live? More than anyone, including ourselves, we should love God first, with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our mind, and with all of our strength. That's based on Mark 12:30. We hope you've gained inspiration from this verse of the week. If you know anyone who could use this reminder, please share this short video with them. Stay safe, stay strong, stay faithful. God bless.
And thank you very much for joining us today. Hope you join us again next week, Monday to Thursday on your time zone. If you're in Asia, it's Tuesdays to Fridays. So from Hawaii, Desa sent us once again, aloha, mahalo, ahui ho. And our closing song for today is Redeemed. Bye.
I wasn't aware, oh Lord, didn't even know the truth. Was just a wandering soul, but you didn't give up on me. You showed me where I need to be. With open arms, you welcomed me. You took me as your own. Dear God, thank you for giving me the chance to serve. My calling, my election, through your grace I found your love. I walk the path that you laid for me, the truth that set me free and brought me close to you. But tests and trials will come my way. I will be brave, I will be strong. With your help, I will move on. until your sun returns.